Hello everyone, and we will pick up from we had left in the last video. And this video is about just finishing up the single page website project we had started. And those who have done it so far can follow along. If you haven't done the previous part, I would advise that you go back to the videos which were created earlier and refer to them and then come back to this one. Okay, so the objective, I'm just gonna do a quick recap that what we intended to do for this project and how much we have achieved. So we wanted to create a single page website for a client who wanted to sell wooden toys to kids, and for that we had created this single page website. We are not going to have any e-commerce function in this one. It's just an informative website, and this is going to help us in learning HTML and CSS and Bootstrap. So you can see that at the top we have a navigation, and if I click on the links, the page automatically takes us to that particular section. So we have a total of 3 sections so far: about us, our products, and then this section which talks about the why us. Okay, now we are going to quickly add the testimonial. In that I'm going to add a carousel, and we will import that from Bootstrap, followed by a footer which is going to stick at the bottom. Another thing which we want is, as we scroll, I want this top nav bar to stick, and it should always be on the top. So we will take care of that as well. In fact, we will start with that only. Okay, so let's go back to the VS Code and start working on it. Here we have just one simple index file and a CSS file which we have been working on, and the first thing I'm going to do here now is add a custom class to our navbar. You can just use this navbar also, but I always have a habit of creating our own classes if I'm using that for styling in the local style sheet. So I'm going to go here and add our sticky nav class. So what this class will do, sticky, sticky nav. So let me just quickly copy this one, and this custom class I have defined here is going to be styled here right at the top, and say paste. What it will allow us to do is make the nav bar sticky, and what it does, it keeps the nav bar where it is even if the page is scrolled. Okay, let's quickly jump to the Google Chrome and see our website here. Right now if I scroll down, see the nav bar is also scrolling along with the page. Right now, just writing position and giving the value of sticky is not going to work, because we also have to tell where it should stick. So top refers to how distant it is from the browser. I want this entire navigation to stick at the top of the browser. Now after giving this command, if I scroll down, you will see that it's working fine. Okay, now this is at the top of the this is the first element in the HTML, and that is why it is coming on top of everything. But ideally a good practice would be to also assign another property called z-index and give it a value of 100. What it does is it ensures that the whole navigation remains on top at all times, and if you scroll, rest all of the content is gonna go behind that. Works perfect for us, right? Excellent. As we go along, we might also incorporate a button somewhere around here which takes us back to the top, back to the top button. So we can do that as well, and we can do it in a way that after people have really reached at a certain level, the button appears, and when we click on the button, then it takes us back to the starting of the page. For that we will require Java scripting. Okay, so maybe it's not this, it doesn't come under the scope of this tutorial, but maybe in a separate tutorial we will look at micro interactions also. For now, let's focus on building up the other two sections. So we'll go back to the document we were referring and look at the testimonial. So here we have a testimonial section where we can use images or video clips of happy children or satisfied parents with quotes overlaying these visuals, and purpose to build trust and credibility to social proof. So essentially in the testimonial section, we would like to have some cards, okay, very similar to the ones we have here, but we would want it in a carousel. So maybe maybe we can start with just one, and then we have navigation of left and right, and it keeps on coming automatically. So those things we will look at. The carousel's advanced version, or basically the fancy ones you see nowadays on web, can be coded from scratch also, but I would advise just look for the codes, and there are many free versions available on GitHub as well, and otherwise also will find, and those are built on Bootstrap. But we will go to W3C and then look for carousel. Scroll down till you find it. Here it is. Let's click on that. Oh, let me connect my internet really quick. Okay, let me refresh the page. Okay, yeah, we are here. So this is the carousel provided by the Bootstrap. If you just click through the next and previous button, you'll be able to scroll to the next slide, and this is the example which we can use and tweak up also. So you can also learn about the classes which are in relation with the carousel, and a short description is given there. It is always a good habit, if you're starting with the coding, go through the documentation. Even if you don't understand things, just read through it once, and you will see how helpful it becomes when you are struggling with a few of the features while editing it. So now this example here again is which adds some text on top of the carousel. You can see the text is being added here. So we'll try both. First we will start with the basic carousel, and then we will incorporate this caption as well. Okay, so let me just quickly copy this entire code. Control C, go back to the coding window, go to the index.html, and we will create a copy here at the bottom after the Y section. So let me just paste all the codes we have copied where it says carousel, and quickly format the document. Control Shift P and select format document. Now it's more readable, and here is the carousel. Now right now if I go and then try to see it, you just see this and nothing else, right? Because the images are missing. The image sources are still looking for these in the local directory of W3C schools. We don't want that, right? So what we want instead is, see, I can replace this image with anything. It can just be an image of the user and followed by the testimonial they had given, okay, followed by the name and the designation. That can also be done. I'm gonna show you both. Okay, so first let's try out this carousel, and maybe below this we will build the testimonial. Okay, so I already have prepared some slides which I intend to use as carousels. You can also do the same. While building up the resources, make sure that you have clarity in terms of what is the aspect ratio of the slides. Like, I wanted the slides to go across the page within the container. Okay, so I kept the aspect ratio to about 16 is to 4. You will see what I'm talking about. Let me show you. So this is what I had kept. A lot of times what we do, we just don't pay attention on the assets we are using. We don't crop it properly. We don't pay attention to the aspect ratio, and because of that our layout breaks. So a good practice would be to always create your assets in accordance with what you want it to do on the page. Okay, so I'm just going to link all of these slides quickly by typing in images and then going to the slides folder and selecting first one, then replace this again with the second one and the third one. Now before I show you what happened after I have changed the images and how it looks, I want you to show that carousel has three parts. First part is indicators and dots. Okay, so those indicators you have seen here are coming from this. So if I make another slide, I'll also have to add another indicator here. All these are linked as well. Okay, and this JavaScript is helping it to switch. So right now the first one is active, and JavaScript does what? It dynamically changes this class and then adds it to the next one if it is going to the next class. Now you see this middle one is highlighted, so this becomes the active slide now. And you notice that the slide is going across the page. If you want something like this, it is fine. Okay, but if you want it to be contained within a container, that can also be done. And in that case, all you have to do is come here where it says carousel and the class is carousel slide. You just have to add the class container to it, and it's going to wrap this inside the container. I want it like this. Okay, and I also want to add some padding at the bottom. And did you notice that the images are automatically coming rounded? That is happening because of this one single line of code, because I have given all the images a border radius of 10 pixels. So no matter where those images are in this, it's all going to receive a corner radius of 10 pixels. Pretty handy, you know, and everything works fine. Yep. So that easy it is. Yeah, so for indicators, this section needs to be edited. For slides, this section needs to be edited, and for left and right controls, this section needs to be added in the code. Okay, it's not so difficult to understand. Just, you know, play around with it a little. Make sure that the structure is there, and always double check if you have closed all the div tags. That is a mistake which beginners do a lot. Okay, now let's add the captions. So for adding the captions, we'll refer to the Bootstrap documentation, go to the bottom where it says add captions to the slides, and there let's study this chunk of code here. It says for each carousel item, yeah, we have to have this particular div inside it. Right below we have added the image. So I'm just going to copy this much of code, go back to VS Code, and right under where it says images, enter and say Control V to paste it. Same I'm going to do here as well for the next slide, and same I'm going to do here as well for the last one. Let's quickly check if our slides has the captions on it. Yes, I can see the captions showing up now. Yep. I'm not going to change the text. You know how to do it. You can do it yourself. The H3 and P, all of them are available to you. If you want to have some translucent box behind it, that also you can try. I'm not going to do this for this tutorial. However, it's pretty easy. You just have to assign a class to this one where it says carousel caption, or you can take out this class and then just give it a background color and reduce the transparency of that color as well. Okay. Now after this section, we can build up the footer, or let's quickly build up the testimonial section also. So for doing that, we can use this carousel only. So I'm going to copy this entire, or let's quickly go to the Bootstrap and start from here again. Control C. We have copied it, and now it's just a trial I'm doing. I have never tried it. Let's see if we can make it work or not. So Control Shift P, format document, and if I fail at it, I want you guys to succeed at it. I'm sure you will figure it out by now. So let me give it a try. What I want here is, instead of an image, I want or let's see if I can wrap this entire thing in a div and give it a class of testimonial. And then I have an image, and I'll let it be the way it is, and change the image. And I'm just going to pick any of the product for now. You can change it with the image of the person or something else. And we need to copy the closing tag of the div here. And below this part, we want an let's say h3, and or rather than s3, I would want to have a p tag which says this is an amazing product. This has changed the way we wanted to engage. This has changed the way. This has helped us a lot in managing the kids activity. Okay, just a placeholder, you can change it to anything. And below that we have another paragraph which says the name of the person. Let's say John Doe. And below that another paragraph we have which says the designation. So we can write CEO of some industry, CEO, or let's say business owner. Okay, let's see how it looks on the screen and what we did. So now if I scroll down, we can't see anything, right? And there are many classes here. So now we know that this particular carousel is having conflict with this, and this is mainly to do with the JavaScript libraries and the classes. The name of the classes are same for both, and that is why we are having a conflict. Okay, so not a good idea, but there are ways how we can do that. We see that the content has been copied here. Okay, this is an amazing product, this has helped us a lot. Okay, fine. So the image is having a different aspect ratio, right? So let's see if we can control the size of width of the image. I have already assigned it a class testimonial, so I can go to the style.css and testimonial, and all the images inside the testimonial shall have a width of, let's say, 100%. Let's see if it did anything to our page. Let me refresh quickly. No, it's acquiring the 100% width. We don't want that. So what if I change it to 50%? I'm just testing if we have rightly targeted the sections. No, it's not affecting anything. Let me quickly check the spelling of testimonial class. Okay, testimonial, inside that we have the image tag, and we are okay, maybe this line of code where it says width is 100 is having a conflict. I am not gonna delete this code, but rather simply make this one important. and now it's working out. Okay, it's working out. So that means we can change the size of the text by editing this part of the code. This is just a hint. Maybe I'll not complete this section and leave it for you guys because this tutorial is becoming very long. Anyway, so now this I need in the center, right? So how can we do that? What if I add the class here, text center? So it centers out the text that's there, but it is not affecting the images. Okay, so this is not working for us. How do we do that? That remains a challenge. So I'll let you guys figure it out. Okay, I don't want to spend time showing you because we have done this once and now it's having some conflict. So if you do a little R&D, you'll be able to definitely pull it off, and if not, I'm always there to help you out with this. So I'm just going to remove this entire code from here and let you guys work with it, or maybe just leave this here by commenting it out. So I'm gonna cut out this part, Control X, and then go right there at the bottom and paste this. So it's not effective because of these closing comment out sections. So I'm just gonna delete this one also and this part also. Now this entire code is commented out and it will not show up anything on the page. Okay, I'm going to go here and then collapse this also. You can refer to this when I post the source code on Google Classroom. Let's quickly add a footer section to it. We have already made the navigation sticky. So the last thing for this tutorial would be to have a footer section. So and see, this is sticking to the bottom. I want to have some margin there. So I'm gonna go and then look for carousel there, the container carousel slide. So let me add a custom class here and call it my slides, and here bring my slides and add margin bottom of about 100 pixels. That should add some margin at the bottom. Fine. Now the last thing I want to do here is create a footer. So I'm gonna go to the HTML and right below where we have carousel, I'm going to add a div after adding a couple of line breaks. So div, and this is going to be our footer. Okay, and the footer is going to have 3 columns. It's gonna span across the entire width of the page. That means we are going to use the Bootstrap container fluid class. Okay, and oh no, just the container class I think would fine, or let's use the container fluid. Yeah, and okay, let's put the content together. So in the footer I want the logo to appear first. So I'm gonna make 3 divs first, one, and give it a class of call sm4 because I want a 3 column layout, and copy this entire line of code, Control C, come to the next line, say Control V, Control V. So we have 3 columns. In the first column I want the image of the logo. So I'm gonna go to the images and look for the logo. There is our logo. I want this logo to be smaller, same as we have at the top. So I'm going to set the width to 60 pixels, exactly the thing which we did for the top logo as well. And below that I want to put a paragraph tag. There I'm going to write the address. So let's say the address is 2526 College Street. I'm just making it up. Don't judge me for my choice of address here. So College Street and then a br tag, South Ahmedabad. I don't know if it is exist. South Ahmedabad. Gujarat. India. Okay, so that's the address we have. And let me add the name of the brand at least in the address. So Eco Kids College Street, South Ahmedabad. Yeah. So in the first column we have the logo, and then we have a paragraph containing the address. Then below this we will have some contact, so I can have email, oh sorry, why I'm typing email. So I'm gonna have a paragraph again, and then I'm going to type in the email address. So info@ecokids.com. That's the first column. So this much of content is there, and it's formatted the way we wanted it. I want this to not be container fluid actually, because I want it to be contained and be aligned. So there it comes. And I want a background color for the whole footer. So I'm going to go here and start styling my footer. So let's see what happens if I assign it a background color. I want it to be, well, let's make it brown and then see how it shows up. So this is how it is showing up right now, and I don't know from where this is coming. I think this is showing up because of this particular slide. So okay, so let me just quickly get rid of this and then check. So I'm gonna delete this and then refresh it. Well, so it is still showing up here. Something is wrong. Oh, it should not be showing up there. Carousel. Okay, well, so okay, let me say Control Z once again, and let's look at what mistake we have done. This is our carousel 1. Let's collapse this. That's carousel 1. Okay, so we commented out this much of text, but we forgot this, right? So that was creating the trouble. Let me get rid of this comment here. In fact, let's just take out this entire carousel to avoid any errors. Yeah, still some part of it is left. Excellent. No, sorry. Okay, yeah, this works fine. Yeah, so this is the top part, and then we have the bottom part. Now notice that this whole thing, I wanted it to span out to the width of the page. Okay, so for doing that, what we will do is below the footer, where this whole thing is there, let's just create another div. And remember, we need to have rows in order to show content in columns. So I'm gonna wrap all the 3 children's in a row. Let me quickly format the code once looks more readable. So now this class has footer container. Okay, let me just change this again to container fluid, and this again goes back here. So what we will do, apart from the row, we will also add a container class to it. Okay, So what this should do is, okay, so let's make another div here. This is again a hidden trial situation I have. I'm just gonna see if this works or not and give it a class container. My intention is to wrap the content. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So the background is not spanning across the page and the content is contained. So this container fluid is making the footer stretch across the entire width of the page, and below that we have another container which is containing the rows I have, the one row I have which has 3 columns. Okay, so I have put the column here, and so now I can add some padding. So let's go here and let's add P5 that adds up some padding to the top, to the bottom, and I need to change the color of the text. So that can be done simply by going here and addressing the footer class, and then oh sorry, we have already addressed the footer class. I just need to define the property color and then change it to antique white. Looks nice. If I want to have some, I think some slight distance here, some margin at the top, so there is our logo, right? I'm gonna say footer img and margin bottom about, I think 10 pixel would do it, 20 would be too much. Yeah, now we have a good space here. If you want something to come here, usually people put useful links and something like that there. So pay attention to it, what I'm about to do. Inside the second column we have, I'm going to build up a list. So I'm gonna start first with a h3 tag and say useful links. Okay, let's see how it shows up here. So there it comes. I think h3 is too big. Let's go for h4. Still big. We can try h5. Okay, this looks nice, and I want to push it down. Okay, so we will do that just in a while. Maybe we can simply add MT5 here just to check. Yeah, so it pushed it down. Works well for me. Yeah, now, or otherwise we can target this in CSS and then do as much as we want. Okay, it's still not aligned properly, so I'm gonna just remove this and take care of this when we are styling it. So for that we have to give it a class, and we will call it useful links. Okay, and below that we want to have an unordered list, inside which we are going to have list items which contains a tags, and which will take us to, I'm just gonna link it here, the same things. So about, you can try different links. So 3 links I have, and I'm going to product testimonial. Okay, let's have a look at it. What do we have here? So it's not showing up, nothing is showing up because probably what do you think is the problem here? Because we did not give any of the text here. We have not written anything here, so it's not showing up anything. So let me just put about us, our products, and testimonials. Now all 3 of it is showing, and it's coming as you know links also, but we don't need these dots, right? And in order to get rid of the dots, we have to write some css. So let's do that. We will go to style.css and type in okay, which class I had given, I forgot. Useful links, right? So useful links, and inside the useful links I want to address all the a tags, because that is what contains the links. Useful links, and inside the useful links we want to go to a tag, and first thing first we want is set the text decoration to none. Let's quickly see what it does. Oh, did I target it correct? Useful links, oh, there is this L missing, I think. Oh, let me simply just copy this, because I have done something wrong. Yeah, okay, and we have targeted, so we need to go to useful links, inside that the unordered list, and then set the text decoration to none. Okay, another thing I want here is set the display to block. I think I have not been able to target it because the changes are not showing up. Okay, we are inside useful links class and we are targeting the a tag. Should I make this important? Let me quickly check if it is by setting cursor pointer. No, I think the target is not done correctly. So maybe in another tutorial I'm gonna cover it. I don't want it to make it long. So what is a big mistake we have done here. We have started the a tag, right, but we have not closed it in the right place. We may have to make sure that this comes after this. Such a silly mistake we have done. So let's cut this and paste it here. Cut this also and paste it here. Now it should work. Yeah, so all of them turn into links and you can see that the cursor is also changing. Okay, and let me just get rid of this part and see. So the bullets are there. How do we remove the bullets? The text decoration should do it, but I don't know why it's not working. So I'll leave it up to you guys to remove the bullets. Go do some quick Google search and come back with the solution and then fix it. It's not so difficult to deal with. However, I would want to change the color of it, and that can be done simply by typing in color and then choosing a different color for it. So I want it to be antique white, and that took care of the color. We can remove the bullets. Quickly, I'm just gonna show you how to remove bullets from li in CSS. Okay, so there is this reference here, how to list without bullets, and list style type is set to none. Okay, this property, let's quickly test this. So if I say this, it should take care of the bullets. Still it is not doing it. Something is off. Okay, well, let's see the reference. It says UL dot no bullets, so this is assigned to the UL, not the A tag. Okay, so let me just remove this A from here. Okay, and let's try it again. List style type, and we will say none or no. What was the property? It says none. Okay. None. Let's see if it took care of the bullets or not. Yes, it did took care of the bullet, but the text decoration comes back here. That is because we have removed the A from there. Text decoration is the property for the links, which was taking care of the underline. So I'm going to quickly just create another style and set it to text decoration none, and that's it. Take care of this. And also I'm gonna cut these two and paste it here. Great. And I have to put some negative margin, so margin left, and I'm going to set it to minus 50 pixels just to post the content on the left hand side. I think I have went far, so 30 pixels should do it. And I have useful links and this exactly where we wanted. I need to push this entire block to match up with this one. That can be simply done by going here and then calling the class useful links and giving it a margin top of about, let's try 60 pixels, see how it behaves. Yeah, 60 pixels, pretty much aligned it how we wanted it to be. Okay, so this is the footer, a carousel is there, right? Everything is working, our buttons are working. If I click on testimonial, it should, okay, we did not link this one. Let's quickly go back to our HTML and then look for the links where we had put this part here, and this should take us to testimonials. We have to ensure that class has an ID. There is our testimonial, so this class should have an ID. This already has an ID of demo. I would add an ID of testimonials as well. Okay, now this should work. If I click here, did I spell it wrong? Okay, there is a capital T here, maybe that's creating the problem. Let me quickly go back, check. Yeah, this is the small t here. Now it should work. Why is it not working? Let me copy this, Control C, and come to the testimonials. I have pasted it in the wrong place. Yeah, so ID. Okay, this should work. This is working fine. This is working fine. This is working fine. This should also work. If this is giving you the hard time, we can simply wrap this all in a div, give it a class test, not a class, ID, and give it a ID of testimonial. Cut this part, make sure that everything is wrapped. Okay, let's check if this works now. Yeah, this works perfect. Takes us to the testimonial section. So we are done with our single page website. All the links are working the way we wanted to arrange the content. We have managed to do it. I hope by doing this exercise you learn, at least get started with HTML and CSS and Bootstrap 5. Okay, I'll leave it up to you to customize these things. And there is this problem. See, I'll show you. If I click on product, it, because the nav bar is there, it should be sticking here, coming here rather than going up. Okay, same is happening if I click on bias. It pushes the content at the top. I would want it to stick somewhere around here. Solve this problem for me, and while doing it, I promise that you are going to learn more. Thank you so much for sticking till the end of this tutorial. And the whole purpose of this 3+ hour tutorial is to get you initiated into the field of coding. This is just tip of the iceberg. There is much to explore. So my best wishes for your expeditions. Thank you.